Hi everyone. Wow, it's been a bit time away. It's good to kind of be back. Thank you for being patient with me. I had all these thoughts for today of kind of where we would navigate this time together, and I thought it was an interesting thing that there's so much going on. So today we're going to just kind of touch base on a few little things. I do some cards. I thought could do a bit of energetic clearing, and then do a light language encodement just to kind of help with all of these intense energies. Hi Ruth. It's just been such an interesting time. I know for myself, I've been cocooning, and I'm sure many of you have. Today, I know that the air is a little bit more expansive, a bit more open. Feels like we're still going through this next sort of always got like a cusp. We have Samhain on Halloween, the New Year, and I always find that time of year is full of really great change. And if you're sensitive, like me, so many others, then you're probably noticing how your dreams have been turned, how you're not sleeping, how you've been just a little bit off compared to your normal rhythm. This is very normal when the veil gets nice and thin between worlds and spirit. It tends to wreak a little havoc on you people because there's so much going on globally and all around us that I find this seems to be this amplified energetic point. So welcome to those of you that have joined today, and I want to just start off first with showing you some of the cards I picked for the group. I just said whoever is part of us today, this is what came through. To show you some beautiful cards. Just I love cards. I think divination is a really beautiful, tangible way to have a message. Like, it's one thing. Yes, I can channel and yes, I hear from some spirit, and we see signs, and we have all sorts of lovely things that are around us. But I find with divination, particularly oracle cards, I love that they are a way as we're shuffling and they come out that we didn't orchestrate. It just came on its own. In it, it's something that couldn't manipulate or try to read into what we'd like to. That is why I love doing these. I've got some from FedEx today. I have two of these beautiful one's a Halloween, one is a Samhain deck. And it's called Season of the Witch, and she does it for different equinoxes and solstices and main times. So it's quite a fun one. And then I have beautiful wood one. They each something different, but they all go together. So for today we got the Witch and the Veil, the Halloween or the Season of the Witch, and this was Samhain. And I thought it was quite interesting, as the witch part is about what we're doing ourselves that's authentic. So what best way to word it, and the veil being between spirit, but it also means what are we listening to? What are we not honoring within ours during this time? This time is a really, I find, I would sort of like your bottom kicker. Like, you can be going through what, and I mean, I'm still good and I'm having a good day, but there seems to be this depth, shadow, or this heaviness, or this, depth that's found energetically. And I find that this time of year is known where we can like la la, like going through it and not do anything. It's the time of year where if you try to avoid that which is coming up, it will keep coming, but with more energy and keep amping up. So with veil and the witch, meaning, what are you not paying attention to? What are you not listening to? You're not honoring within yourself, and what's something within yourself right now that you are feeling called or led to do? And more often than not, it's not something crazy and grandiose. It's actually quite simplistic. So then I pulled on the beautiful green deck. We got Trick or Treat. And I pulled from the other one because I wanted to see how the message for all of them worked there. Got beautiful, so you can see flow. And as look at the cards, so we've got the veil, And we've got, what are we not listening? What's this tugging or needing piece within us? We really need to pay attention to, because something's just a little bit of balance. The trick or treat, which is also about play, but it's about going with the flow in play. So you appreciate that when it's been a bit colder and put on the fire, but to experience the cold in order to be able to really appreciate the fire. So with this one in treat, it's both shadow and light. It's the mischief and the treat. So within going with the flow right now, it's beautiful. I kind of feel like it's a kind of a contractive season, that in this if we do a little bit of that inner work for ourselves, we go through the expansion right after the new year of Halloween. So with the flow, it's really important that we allow time to really focus too, and do some of that nudging and work that we have, or something that we've been feeling, but maybe we have been processing or allowing to surface. But bringing some play into it too. So this is a very unique, balanced time. Hi, Sarah. It's beautiful to connect with you guys. Missed just hearing little messages and connecting with everyone. Hi, Ruth. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Samhain, which is the Celtic ways. It's spelt Samhain. It's pronounced either Samhain or Samhain, depending on what sort of Celtic side you're from. And there's a lot of other ways too that are spoken. This is a really pivotal time of year, because not only, again, like we talked, the veil is the thinnest. It's what we call the pagan New Year. So this is a whole time of all these energies coming together, and what do we to close or reshift, and then what are we welcoming in? So just as we're facing shadow of something that's just our attention to the energy of what we're trying to bring. So there's this beautiful synergistic balance that's really important that we follow and that flow right now. I don't know if any of you are feeling this intensity. I know, like I said, the sleeping has been fun, or the thereof. And I know for a lot of people, they've been more sensitive to being out with people, sensitive into foods. For myself, I'm quite sensitive going out in public. I find right now, being at home and being in smaller group, I do go out, it is more beneficial for my system. I feel, because I'm also a high empath, that I can feel everyone when I go out, that this tends to be a time that, not only the season of what's going on, but what we have going on globally. There's lots of things, and I know if you do listen to the news or do have any of that kind of a really intense time too, where there's a lot of fear-based programs being pushed on us. So you get all these different systems coming in between the time of year, to what people are feeling, to what's going on in the world, that this time can be a really precarious place to navigate. So be gentle with yourself. And if you feel tired, rest if you're able. If you feel that you don't to be around a lot of people, honor that space in yourself to really give yourself permission. Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical issue. How about this? Can everyone hear me now? Hopefully we'll get this sorted. It was funny as I was setting up today. I'm like my internet was going in and out. Couldn't even log in. So I thought, oh, it'd be a bit fun today. Much. Yay! Okay. So going back, hopefully you guys were able to hear the cards. I want to talk just a little bit about a couple of things that kind of came up, and then we'll into. I'm going to do readings on my little bit different. Just for time's sake, for really being able to be present for who I pick. I'm only going to pick whoever spirit kind of puts on today to do for some little readings. My show. I won't be able to get to everyone, but I will definitely be paying attention to those need it. So okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about global harmonics. I know I mentioned, if sensitive, we're feeling lots of things. And I know a lot of places and people talking about a lot of fear and feeling anxious or settled lately. I'm not sure. Do come if you've been feeling things too, because I'd love to just navigate with you guys are at. But I noticed too that with a lot of people and what's out there right now, and a lot of conversations, since that, I went out for lunch yesterday with a dear friend, and just listening to the kind of conversation and the energies that were around that day, I noticed, people were starting to feel a little bit denser and a little bit worrisome. And just, kind of how do we as empaths and sensitive process in this time where the veil is in and we've already got that going, but also with global kind of things too. And I found that, those of us that are sensitive, we have a superpower in the sense that, yes, can sense things. It also means that we have this natural ability to transmute and recalibrate also what we're feeling. So global harmonics, I love the concept and love how it works. It's, instead of connecting in and being part of this fear matrix or the negative energies or this anxiousness, or, I know lots of people are wondering if we're going to get locked down again, or all sorts of funny things going on. I know, here in Canada, West opened up now to being able to travel within our own country, and then now a bit out. I know certain kind of countries going through different things, but here it's been quite a density. I know a lot of people have been worrying about things, but then get this other group that's really sort of above kind of what's happening globally, and focusing on just the attention of where you're putting your energy. I know just a fun little thing. I'm going to hopefully be able to bring some guests on here. One of them talks about, the wayward and the way we program mind and putting out that type of energy. So when we're going to deal with anything now, really go into a place where you center into your heart. And if something is coming up where you're feeling anxious or, a bit sad or whatever it is that's going to, just honor it for a moment and notice why it's there. Then think of now what I like to emit, rather than do I need to transmute everything's coming at me? What do I want to emit going out now? So I know for myself, I bring myself to a place of love, and I ground and I connect, and I do my hara, and then I just breathe love into my heart space. In that space, then I radiate more of that love and that and that beautiful peace out wherever I'm going. That doesn't, I don't have bad days, but I'm really trying to be mindful of connecting in that aspect. And then I know that there's a lot of people that are really doing the work of sending out more love and sending out, more harmony and so on. So today, we're going kind of tune into the group of those who are here, and then those who are listening at a time. I'm going to just do an energetic little blast clear. works really, really lovely in just centering if you've got anything around you, and then we'll infuse it back with some light language and just get us reconnected to feeling this beautiful divine global harmonics, which is that of the love and the ascension and the processing that's support. Now, bringing us to support, I don't know about you, but I had this unique experience probably in the last, I think, couple of weeks. I did, that there is this sort of mentality with, I thought, with how do I word this gracefully? I thought with people who are on a spiritual path that they would all be coming from a place of love and a place that we're all about unity and creating beautiful world they're creating. I have come to figure out that not everyone's in that place, and whatever reason it is that. So I want to talk about, because spirit often will give me pictures, and I saw this pie and I saw a piece already cut in it. And sometimes we come from this place where it's, well, if I have clients, they're taking a piece of my pie. That pie is my buzz, and whatever, whether it's finances, support, or encouragement, or whatever it is, that in taking that piece of pie, somehow it takes away from you. But in fact, it's not. It's like either you can think like buffet and it's never-ending pie, or or think of it like we each have our own pie. So it has nothing to do with another person taking away a client or taking away a lack mentality, because that denotes the fact that we really need to think that spirit is infinite, like it's infinite, and it's expansive, and all places love. So if we're constantly coming back and bringing ourselves to a place of love, doesn't mean that we're going to resonate with every healer or reader or coach or this or that there. But if we really pull ourselves away from any negative talk or like, just being so or angry or, hard towards other people, really an important space to keep bringing it back to yourself and go, why is this doing me? Or am I even coming from a place that there's this lack mentality? Again, when we go back to this global community, when we bring ourselves back to community, there is enough for all of us. And there's this beautiful thing at different times. People resonate with me, and those people won't, and they'll resonate with another colleague, they'll resonate with another, or whatever those things are. And that is the beauty of being in a place that if we keep bringing ourselves to a place of gratitude, to a place of love, to a place of peace. And by peace, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have shadows. It doesn't mean that we're going to have things we have to deal with. That's life. But if we consciously take ourselves out of whatever is going on around us, and we bring ourselves into a place that navigate more heart-centered, then we bring this beautiful co-creating with other spiritual people that are also navigating this wonderful, crazy world of ours, that it will help us in moving forward. So I know that was a little piece to say. I'm really about community, and co-create is super important. And I used to have that sort of view that, someone else is doing really good, I had to either exceed them or somehow there's something wrong with me. And instead of just being able to enjoy the pace that I'm going, my evolution and my own expansion, rather than feeling have to nitpick or worry about anyone else outside of it, I love that we are in time right now that we can navigate together and encourage each other. Some beautiful women that I get to do a monthly circuit with, and come into my home and do all different topics. I love that we're all so different, but we ought to come together and be authentically ourselves and encourage each other and support each other, regardless of where we're at or who are stationed in life, etc. And I love that I'm so blessed, supported by beautiful women here, even Goldylocks Productions with Tiffany and the gang, and Yannicka from the beautiful house store out here to, Megan and Marie and Hinton that have different shops, and Anna who's shop in Jasper, and all these beautiful, powerful beings that are all wanting to create with other, like-minded people, and be a space of hope and a space of light for those that are just needing encouragement or product or service, whatever it is. I love that. And I love the fact that we're all on the same page, that we're all about each other's growth and be that supportive space for each other. So, and this week especially, with what cards are saying for us to navigate whatever's coming up, see it, but keep bringing yourself back to a place of gratitude and love in moving forward in the rest of your day. Going, of course, again, there's lots of things that are going to come for myself. I'm processing a lot, whether it's this time of year. It's my favorite time of year. I absolutely love the autumn, but it's also, I find, one of the more intense times of the year, because I have to process and feel everyone, and with spirit being so close to veil and so on. I'm going to share a funny story. Not funny in it was. So we will often things go on in the house. I'm just sort of used to it. I always sure our home is shielded and protected, etc. No things here are quite on positive nature. I was sitting actually here at my table in our great room, and I didn't have any music. No sound was on. And I could hear talking. And I thought, it's so bizarre. I thought, well, maybe the construction men down the road are redoing our neighborhood's road. That maybe that's what I'm hearing. But it kept actually getting louder. And I thought, this is really bizarre. Like, what's going on? So I, slowly got up from the table and I start walking towards our TV den. And as I there, the TV was on, and it was on to Bob's Burgers. Now, this is quite humorous, but the TV wasn't on. There was no animals. It was, in it. There's nobody near, nothing headed with it. And my elder cat, who's like sitting, she was just laying on the couch with one eye open, kind of like looking at me like, what do you want? So I looked and I'm like, what the heck? It was quite humorous because my mum had passed, and I really could tell her. And then here she turns on Bob's Burgers, of all things, and she was quite a humorous and funny person. So I find that this time of year can be like both sensitive, but also really remarkable, because this is such a beautiful time to connect with our loved ones and ancestors, and work with these intense energies, rather than from a place where we're just receiving everything and we're inundated with everyone else's emotions and thoughts and feelings. We're able to come it from a tolerant space, to kind of with the flow and negating, but emitting. This has been a huge space for me. Emitting doesn't mean that we're not going to have days where, believe me, days where I don't want to get out of bed or I don't want to do something, but I still want to emit a frequency when I am about. I want to be. I'll give you an example of something that really profoundly hit me. Wayne Dyer, beautiful, that's not with us anymore, but he had this way about him that when he would be out, he was walking on the beach or so on, that anyone met, he would talk to them like they were the most important person in the world to him at that moment. And he was present, and he was really aware and listened, and came from such a beautiful heart space. Now, I don't know much more about him, so I'm not into any of that, but just this particular piece. So the story of some people sharing how they ran into him on the beach, and he was so present, so happy to see him, genuine and full of love. And he asked where they were staying, and they said what hotel room. He got their names. They went out their day. They were just so excited. Oh, I met Dyer. How exciting! Anyway, so they got back to the hotel room, and here he had sent over like a whole care package of a bunch of his products and books and things and sorts of stuff, just with a lovely little card saying it was so lovely to meet you today. That hit me, that I want to be this person that would go out people better because they met me. And then that mean anything from the person who served me to the, another car that I let in front of me, to just smiling at when I'm walking out. I find right now we're still kind of getting back into, should we make eye contact? Should we not make eye contact? We smile like because we've been covered with masks or just processing what that period of time has been for. But it has really brought me to a place of awareness. What do I want to resonate, and what do I want to emit, regardless of what I'm going through? I always want to be a place that people meet me, they feel lifted on some level, that there's just whether it's just a touch of light or love or hope or encouragement or just the energy, just that. I always want to leave people better off than they first met me. so then when they didn't meet me and they came across my path. So I always think of that Wayne Dyer of what he did, and he always made it that he left people better. Well, I'm sure there was times where he didn't being human, but this was just a profound story of what he made and emanating and being really radiant about that time. Another funny thing too with spirit, right now, I don't know if any of you the dreams, but I've noticed I have my mum's in here too, and she's very particular about where my chair is. I've even shown my end where I'm like, she came to stay over, and I'm like, what's this? Put the chair right to the carpet, and I don't touch. There's nobody in the house. Go to bed, wake up, and come down, and it's moved, and she likes it moved away from the carpet on a wee bit of an angle. So I thought it's quite humorous right now that there's these beautiful ways that's around us, whether it's the change the seasons outside and gifting us with beautiful colors and the energy of change, or if it's just our loved ones to get a hold of us and putting like Bob's Burgers on and moving there. It can even just be that we're connected on a deeper level with our ancestors, and on a more authentic path spirit. This is what I love this season, albeit hard or intense or full of shadows or whatever else we're going on, all around us, personally, externally, etc. So for today, and I'm going to probably lose my voice because we have quite a few fire around us and it's quite smoky, and I notice it's really affected how I sound. So on this sort of note for today, I would like to offer for being able to read two people that if you feel called that you would like to have me read you should just kind of we'll see what it has for you today. Just put your name in the comments on the side so that I know that this is something that you would like to have, and we'll go from there. And then I want to do a little bit of a clearing, because I know so many us energetically processing, and so many us are dealing with whatever, and it can be that you went out and a whole bunch of chaos or something around you, and the system has even just that energy. It doesn't have to be because something happened. It can just overall just to give us a clear. So I wanted to do what I call kind of a little bit of an energy burst, just to clear any debris, and then surround us with a bit of bubble of light and love. It always felt sort of floofy to me when I say oh, light and love, because spirituality is not all light and love and unicorns and rainbows and sprinkles. Like it's shadows, and it's hard, and it's work, and it's all of the other things too. So when I say light and love, I'm meaning that I'm connecting to pure light, and that's the energy that time radiating out, and gratitude, and by love that's connecting to my heart space and to divine love. So those are what I'm meaning when I'm infusing that to it. Great, we have some here. So okay, perfect. So I'm going to write some names down, readings. for being patient today. I know we're going a little bit, than how I normally navigate. And I might be a bit spotty in this next bit. I'm going to try my best to do every week, but I'm going to just have to play it by ear with a few things that I'm still processing. So I've got Sarah and Ruth for readings, and please put names in there if something that really resonates with you. So what we're going to focus on before the reading is going to just be a little blessing clearing. I remember thinking back when I had this gift, it felt so like self-conscious. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so weird. I'm trying speaking tongues to light languages, kind of the equivalent in an essence, and always thought, wow, this is so weird. Like, I actually have to be vulnerable and make a sound. Will have to look at me. I was really not impressed with this, but as I tried to trust spirit more, it became such a common thing for me. And just watching what it does for other people, why it is such a profound healing tool for me and for others, of course, that I'm doing this for. I always think of things that we have within ourselves, whether they're abilities or gifts. There always sort of come this kind of hesitancy that to be seen and heard and to be acknowledged for who we are. That comes sometimes this intrepidation of, wow, this is really like, whoa, people are going to see me. Oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm crazy, and all sorts of things. In processing all of it, that I always had this gift. I remember really about 11 when it really pivotally changed for me. But we were in Peru, and for the trip to Peru, the person that was leading that team, a group into the jungle, he spoke light language. And I remember hearing like, oh my gosh, like, you speak this too. I was so excited because I just felt like I'd found someone like my own kin. I'm like, yay. Anyways, we get to, Peru. It just kept trying to come out and coming out more and more. And I'm like, I just felt so nervous and uncomfortable about it. And I didn't want to do it. And then, spirit just kept nudging me that I really need to bring this gift, because light language permeates whatever we've got, whatever resistance, whatever edicts, whatever things are going on around. And it works really, really well. So yes, long story version was just that, it took having to face that at, oh my gosh, people are going to see me. And I remember when I first started speaking it, I would get so red and flash, like I'd be almost tearing because I'd be so stressed that I'm doing this. And then I know doing a few things and some sessions with the light language, I was like really uncomfortable. Like, it was not a fun feeling to have to face that, like, oh my gosh, I think I'm crazy. This is so silly. I sound so silly. Why am I doing this? Lots of those types of things. And then Spirit, of course, would just kind of nudge me, be like, okay, listen here, like, we gave you some gifts. It's time to start using it. So here we are. So that being said, I one can figure out how to show you from my screen. On the next show, I'm hoping I'll be able to pull a code, because I really wanted to show you guys a way that we can work with. One of the codes that I work with is the Alare Rashatan, and it's a feel good code, and it's from the Guardian Alliance. Now, it is a beautiful code. I use it for so my work and even my products and infusing everything. That this code I find is such a beautiful visual when being light language, and I thought it would be a really wonderful experience to have. How do I word that? It's a great way to really work with all the energy colors, and to be able to not focus on seeing me, but you just work at the code, read the code while I'm speaking, and I can kind of navigate a little bit of a meditation and just an infusion, light coding. I find right now there's just been something that's been needed. I know I need it, and personally, I don't think the one that's just 100%. We've all got something we can say, yes, we're good, but there's always room for something more, or always room to be better. So, Sarah and Ruth, I will be pulling some cards for you shortly here. So bear me. I'm just going to ask that everyone that is with me today, those of you who didn't watch the live, that are listening to this later, know that there's still work for you to do. Like all of you, wherever you're at, you're out in public right now, and of course you can't just close your eyes and all of that. I completely understand. But if you could make sure that your legs and arms are not, just keep yourself as open as you're able to. If you're sitting, standing, laying, it doesn't matter. And it just all of you that are present with me, and thank you for being present with me. I wish that I see each and every one of you, but I can feel your energy, and I'm super grateful and honored to be able to just share this little bit of time with you. So I'm going to ask if you're able to close your eyes and take a good deep breath in through the nose, hold it for a moment, and exhale through your mouth. And by doing this, I call it a centered breath. When we breathe in through our nose, we activate and work with chakras from heart up. When we breathe out our mouth, we act and work with the energy systems from our heart down. And so I find it's just a beautiful way to really make sure that we're utilize all the energies, and it works really well with our body as well. So if we can just take a good deep breath in through our nose, hold it for a moment, and exhale through our mouths. If you're able to close your eyes, I encourage you to do so. So taking in, holding for a moment, and exhaling mouth. And do it a couple of times till you feel kind of centered and grounded. I find it's a really great way when I'm feeling a bit sporadic or like squirrely mode. It can really help to center me and bring me back to a real place of calm. So welcome to some other people that are joining us. We'll just do a bit of energy clearing and just a resetting. So it's as simple as I just want you to focus on your breath. Notice where you've got any energy in your body. You feel pressure in your heart now, or you're feeling pressure in your abdomen, in your head, in your arms, in your hands. And notice, just be mindful of it. And just as you're focusing on your breath, we're just going to call in our team. Hear me speak some light language. And if you can just focus on your breath right now, more so even if you're able to, please close your eyes so that you just really be present with your body right now. So call in our Guardian Alliance, calling in our Guardian teams. Focusing on your breath. And do a blast that. I want you to take a good deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a moment, and exhale through your nose. And I know it's really silly, but just trust me and do it. So I'm just looking at the names that popped up. I'm just sending to each and every one of you. Menoto anat ahni. Miarno shotok ana ashamnia ana kotok a monoto torniti. Minia shukua shama ana enia no te ete e urno ano. Good deep breath in again. Hold it for a moment. Exhale through your mouth. Asha aya. Ein sof. Tikisha and Tadoi. So again, I'd love to hear how that just a little bit felt for you. If you did notice anything, if you felt a bit calmer, if you felt a bit more peace, if you just felt like, your clarity was there, or if you felt more tired, I'd love to know how you felt with that. And then we're going to move just a bit in this. So I've got some names. We're going to pull cards just because I love them and so fun. Ooh. So I was just looking at the names Sarah, Rune, Kim, and feeling led to read Sarah and Ruth. But when I came by your name, Kim, awesome, Kim, I'm glad that you felt calmer. But body is vibrating and I'm more at peace. That awesome. Thank you. It right is when I was already, we're going to read for Sarah and Ruth today. And I looked at your name, Kim. This card flipped out of the deck. So apparently I'm going to do this card and then I'll move along to those other ones. Kim, this is the card came. Not sure if you're able to see it. So welcome, Ruth. Skeleton, and with skeleton it's strength, and I love these Halloween cards just because I like it's kind of got this sort of anatomy looking, and they're not like cute bootsy, but they're not like gore or anything. With the skeleton and strength, it's about for you right now. When you go down to the bones, to the core of you, what is your strength? What are you feeling at this moment? And this is something they really need to focus on is strength. Again, with strength is the same gratitude. Focusing on the that you do have. So what is your strength? What at the core of you, down into your bones, is a strength within you. And I would like you to focus more on that. This is something that they're bringing up. And again, like I said, I wasn't planning on you, and the card just shot out of the deck, and then this is what came up. So to really focus on strength within you, also to see the strength of team and the support that have around you. I would really encourage you in this next little bit to really make sure that you are mindful of gratitude. Now, I know that sounds so hokey on so many levels because with Abraham Hicks, I really love the way she goes into it. Sometimes if you've got like a kick thing of something going on, really hard to like go into like thinking about grandiose picture and thinking from that place. So they go little. You're not able to really be in a place of gratitude, and this is for anyone. It was something small, and they start off, I'm really glad my garbage gets picked up on Wednesdays. I'm really glad that I have good water, or it doesn't matter, just think of something really something. I'm really thankful that my power is working. I am really grateful that I have a fire right by my house. So start to pick up, and then able to be more grateful, have more gratitude and more appreciation for bigger things. So start little, if you can every day, make a conscious awareness to really focus on appreciation and gratitude. And I'm not, but this is just something to extra put it in, and to really focus the core of you, your strength, what is deep within you. And I would love to hear a little bit about you, Kim. All right. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Just reading what people are saying. Vibrating too. Yes, we're gonna get deeper. I just ease it in to be able to be back. But I'm going to start doing more and more of these. I really think our energetic clearing and going out into our fields, and a lot of the things that we're being bombarded with needs to be cleared. And all of us know how that. So I would love to be able to use my gift to benefit all of you that are part of this today, and of course moving forward. So that being said, Sarah, let's go into you here. So I'm going to pick from two decks. Hi, Sam. All right. Ooh. Okay. So a lot of changes around you, Sarah. Really feel that. And they're showing still a little bit uneasiness. Like there's this picture I that I see when spirit kind of gives me this. I'm gonna put it up. Just see this soul. It's this. And they're showing that this is you, and you're literally right here. And you've either got to go there or that way, and you're kind of at this cusp of change. So awesome that that's really showing this. Not you haven't already done some changes, and you've done some things for this, but that for you, Sarah, that Please don't feel discouraged if you are in this not knowing fully the next step to take. They're showing like some pieces, but that there's still bit where you're kind of look. I really don't know which spot to go to next. Here they're just showing that exactly where you need to be. All is exactly as it needs to be, even in chaos, uncertainty. That there's just this to reset you. So let's just pull for the deck as to what they've got in that here. Okay, so this time for you, this is the card, and it's passage. You can see this beautiful woman coming into this new zone, and this is you right now. You're going through a passage, an internal passage, but also one that will match externally. So not that you've done changes externally, they're showing, and internally, but you also felt a bit, and there's certainty with this. So it doesn't mean that you have clarity in some other pieces, but I'm talking overall. This is what they're saying. So they want you to know that the path that you're in it now, you're exactly where you need to be. Even it is uncomfortable. So I always think of spirituality kind of like an expansion or in contraction. Super fun, isn't it? We'll love the expansion and the beautifulness. That contraction part is a bummer, and it's not fun to be in. So I know if I always think of giving birth, that contraction, you know it's going to do something. But whilst you're in it, it's not fun at all. Once the baby comes out and all the pain just disappears, holding it, you're like, oh yeah, there's your thing, there's your expansion. So for you right now, going through this, know that expansion is there. They just want to reshift a little bit. So you saw the card being passage, and this is where you are right now. You are in this pitch of honoring yourself, speaking your truth. Super important in all aspects, because they do show this gentleness with you. Kind of, and forgive me, the only term I can kind of use is a people pleaser, and doesn't mean a negative thing. Just be that you don't want to rock boat. You're a peacekeeper. You just want things to be calm and peaceful and harmonic. It doesn't mean that when you hit your point, you don't say something, but they really want you to focus on this right now. Truthfully, when you think about saying certain things, where's their first? Is there something you're fearful of getting out into the world or speaking your truth? But also how you navigate with those around you. So yes, good to be a peacemaker. But with there also comes a time that we, at the cost of peace for others, we take it from ourselves. And so they really want you to be mindful of that at this time. Speaking your truth, also the gratitude piecing. Bring you back down into a place so that you're able to recreate this newness, the beautiful things got kind of brewing, starting, and you refocusing on. For you, this was the other card that came out. No, I'm going to show you. It's Brimbrack. Now, I don't know if you guys do that out here. I try to make a brack bread. And we'll do like little symbols. So you can put like a coin or a ring, or like there's different ones that we have along the way. And you bake into the bread, and whoever gets that slice, that's kind of their little fortune or their little thing for it. So with brack, this is because of the time of year, all about sweetness and synergy. So what is in that for you? Not what you think everyone else wants you to have, do, or be, or any of that. If there's something that I've learned in this little bit of him, and going through grief, still processing and going through my mom's loss, it is no one can tell you when it will be done. No one can tell you how you have to do things. Grief as a change too. It's a beast unto itself. And for you right now, there's you're grieving for some change. There's things that have ended and shifting, and the uncertainty and all this newness over here, and you're in the middle of it all. Again, really focusing on the sweetness you have, really focusing on what right now in this moment are you grateful for? What do you appreciate? That all means something about you. What do you appreciate for you, or what something that you absolutely love about yourself, and we focus on things right now. Know that the next piece is about to be illuminated for you, and I'm super excited for you. You've got this beautiful sweetness. You're in passage and sweetness and synergy. You've got this beautiful energy right now around you. Really utilize this. Like, this is such a beautiful time here. We've got the new moon next weekend, so you're building up into this wonderful energy. Really spend some if you can today, and think about a few of those things. I look forward to hearing a bit more about this, exciting new openings of things for you, because there's quite an advance coming. So it's quite exciting. That helps and that resonates, Sarah. All my love to you, and thank you for being here today. It means so much to me. On it here. Ooh. All right, Ruth, let's go into that one. And a card just flips out right here. So we're going to go into next deck. Just seeing some of the messages too. Okay, I'm so grateful for my health and so many blessings. I realize that more and more every day. It's so beautiful, and I know for myself, it's such a thing. That's been one me to really help, especially going through such a time of loss, to be grateful for what I do. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. So for you, Ruth, we got two. All right. So for you, my dear Ruth, the first card was Winter. It's going to show you the cards. I can get them. This one to you, and then it's beautiful one here. So behind that one, is this. So in this bit, so first of all, we've got Winter, which is sacredness of pausing. So right now for you, they want you to be still. And that can be as simple as just taking a day off from sessions and people and life and whatever, if you can. Going to visit a visitor for a weekend, or just, whatever that looks like. We need you to pause, right? Before you move forward, before you take another step, just allow pausing time for you. Doesn't mean that you'll have a feeling that you've been like, what the heck? But right now it's really important with this winter energy that you pause. And right now in that pausing, if you're to what's up for you right now, is it that it could just be something as simple as I feel I need rest, or I'm not sure how to myself better, or I'm not sure what to do next, or it can just be I want myself more. Whatever it is to just take this time away from anyone else's needs or anyone else's stuff, and just really sit with you in this pause. And if for what? Take a bath. Go get your hair done. Go do whatever it is that's a fun little space for you. This is encouraged right now. And in comes this beautiful language and freedom. So for you, my darling, you've got this acceptance of, and if you look even into the coloring, is kind of similar to like both this cooler time of year, and that's what we're going into. So it's time of winter, and in this time of just pausing and reflecting and having some much needed pausing. This acceptance is that, again, in yourself, you have everything you need. Within yourself, you have everything you need. You are, again, exactly where you need to be. In this, of you to just taking this moment to just pause and to just really allow whatever it is that's been trying to get your attention. They're saying that you do hear it, but there's something you're not listening to. And so in this, allowing this moment of pausing, even, you'll be able to have some of that come in. It's going to bring up this relief and freedom for you. And by free, it can be just that all of a sudden this weight or this thing that you've been about kind of just pops off and away you go. So enjoy this a little bit. And I'm not sure if you could see on this card, of course, you can see the beautiful, soar, majestic bird that brings wisdom and change. But if you go here, see this little wee Pegasus, which to me is like in this time, there's a magical moment popping up that this free is going to bring about wisdom for you. So pausing and the acceptance that it's just what it is, and you're going to allow them to just get you how they need to, like speak to you and listening to yourself. There's got this beautiful freedom of wisdom and this little magical moment in it. I would love to hear more on how that's for you, Ruth, because they show quite a bit of swirling energy all around. So please make sure you take some time now and do pause. Super important. Any else spirit that you have for them. Just to thank both of you guys for the work that you're doing. When we do the work on ourselves, it emanates, right? And radiate down to our siblings and our family and our children and then our, all of these lovelies, and to the people around. And the more that we're authentic into the beauty beings we give permission to everyone around us to also be authentic and to be safe when they're around us, because something that we're doing for ourselves, in doing that, we're allowing them to have that too. So thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Ruth. I do appreciate you guys being here and for your encouragement and for all your love during this time. Thank you so much. And for Kim too, you got that fun little card that just decided that it was to, flip it. So just as close off this beautiful time that I've with you, know that I will get to do more reading for next one and do more clearings and do more things together. And I'm super grateful and appreciative of every one of you. Thank you to the extras that joined, to Robert. I really appreciate that. So that I don't have time to read everyone, but I will get to, and I'll be doing them for each time that we do a group. This was the card just to close off with this beautiful death, and I know is a word that we all panic with, but it's the eternal cycle begins here. And in this season of changing, in this death old season, and we're entering this beautiful new synergetic time of year, albeit that we have to look at things. It's going to bring a most change, most expansion for every one of you. So I'm so excited. I love you. Thank you for being present with me today. And thank you so much, Tiffany and the gang. I appreciate all of you. And thank you, Kim. All my love to you. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. So we'll chat soon. Mwah. Oh, and before I do, one thing just to close off with a saying. For all the differences between us and all the forces that try to divide us, that they will never exceed the power of to unite us. Love always be a guide. On that note, all my love. Bye.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.